Wakisashi's Tea House. Konnichiwa, minasan. This is Gray from Wakisashi's Tea House over in Japan. How are you doing? Are you good? Are you genki? I'm good, thanks, but a little bit cold. There's a big winter storm blowing outside today. It's snowing, it's freezing cold. Oh, it feels like, winter has come back. Anyway, today I want to give my reaction and thoughts on the first few episodes of Pam and Tommy, the new series which dropped on Hulu this week, or last week. Tell you what, if you'd asked me 5 years ago if I'd be watching this, never mind reviewing it, I would have said, are you crazy? Are you serious? This has been such a breath of fresh air, such a surprise. Now, I've only watched the first 3 episodes so far, but I've got to say, they've been really, really good. I wholeheartedly recommend it. Okay, so let's have a quick look at some of the pictures from it. I mean, who's in this? Lily James. Lily James as PamelaAnderson. She's unbelievable. She really, really is good in the part. Almost unrecognisable. I've seen her in quite a few things in the past, and I've always enjoyed her. But tell you what, she becomes the part. To be fair, I don't know Pamela Anderson's stuff that well. All I know is Baywatch, which I didn't really watch, but maybe I should have. And the famous movie, was it Barbed Wire? Haven't seen that either, Barbed Wire. But yeah, but she's most famous for the sex tape, which the sex tape scandal which happened back in, when was it, 90s, the mid 90s. So we got Lily James as Pamela Anderson, and we have Sebastian Stan, almost unrecognisable again. Who is it? It's the Winter Soldier. Sebastian Stan is amazing as TommyLee, the drummer from Motley Crue. He puts in a fantastic performance. Again, only the first 3 episodes, yeah. So I don't know how it's going to go from here, but mate, he just he's having such a good time with the role, you can tell. And I forgot who he was. I forgot about his Marvel films. When I watched this, it's just no way. Is this TommyLee? Is this TommyLee? So anyway, I'm going to go through a little bit of the first episode, just give kind of summary. I'm not going to give too many spoilers, but if you don't want to hear any spoilers, you can probably stop watching now. So yeah, here we go. So, episode 1 opens with the famous clip from The Tonight Show with Jay Leno. I think this is back in 95 or 96. And he's interviewing Pamela Anderson about the sex tape scandal. And he asks her directly, so what's it like to get that kind of exposure? And, she's like, of course, what's it like? Then we cut to inside the huge mansion that TommyLee owns, I guess. And Pamela and TommyLee are living together there. And we have this workman, disgruntled workman, played by Seth Rogen. Again, I didn't quite recognise him to start with. He's really good in this role, surprisingly, because I'm not a big fan of Rogen. But he's good. He plays the electrician or carpenter called Rand Gauthier. Great name. And he's famous, of course, for, supposedly, allegedly, leaking the tape. So he's working on the couple's house, building a huge bed, and you've got TommyLee keeps making these demands, to change this. Can you do that instead? Keep changing his mind, driving the workmen crazy. You can see the building up frustration, and you can see the path that leads to him getting his revenge, supposedly. Then we see Sebastian Stan as TommyLee walks in, looking amazing, covered in tattoos. He looks very close to, the Motley Crue, sorry, the Motley Crue, haven't got a clue, the Motley Crue drummer, TommyLee. Let me show you another photo. So he walks in in these little tiny undies. All the tattoos look good. He's got a big dog, which is important to the story, a big dog there. And, he's just basically been an arsehole. He's like, can you move the bed? A few feet to the left, and the workmen have spent ages putting it together, so you can see, things are not going to go well. To add to the workers' frustration, TommyLee hasn't paid them anything, so they've been getting all the materials out of their own money, and they're getting a bit sick of it. Then there's a nice scene where we see the couple together for the first time. They're driving a car, driving out of the mansion, and you see Rand, the electrician, watching them, obviously with envy in his eyes and thinking oh, mate, I've had enough of these two. So next we have Rand goes to see TommyLee and basically asks, look, we need money. You haven't paid us anything yet. We're paying for it all ourselves. And this is how Tommy kind of greets him. He's messing around with guns. And he's kind of messing with him. He's kind of playing a little bit. It's like, come on, man. I'm just joking around. Yeah, of course, I'll give you the money. And then he goes into the house. TommyLee, he follows the carpenter in, and he's looking around. He's saying, you know what? You've been working on this house for like, how long is it? Months, and you're doing a really shit job. And he fires them on the spot. Just fires them like basically on a whim. So they leave, and then Rand comes back to get his tools. He's left his tools inside, and he's looking for his tools. And he bumps into Pamela. She's in the kitchen, looking like this. Mamma mia, has it just got hot in here or what? And she's freaked out. She's like, "What are you doing?" And she shouts for Tommy. Tommy. And so he's trying to get out of there. He's running out of there, and we hear a shotgun being cocked. And Rand freezes where he is with his toolbox. He's at the door. He almost made it out. And Tommy's like, "What are you doing? Anything in this house belongs to me. You can put that toolbox down and get the fuck out of here." And he does. He's gone. So Seth Rogen's character, Rand, the carpenter, he hatches out this elaborate plan. Basically, he stakes out the mansion for a while. He gets to know the comings and goings, the times that they're there, kind of gets an idea of the schedule. Then he's talking with one of his workman buddies about, I'm going to go in, I'm going to get revenge, we're going to steal some of their stuff, get our money back. And his buddy's like, "No, mate, I'm not doing it. You do it on your own." So he does. And there's a great scene here. It's crazy. And this is based on true story as well, as far as I know. What Rand does is he gets this kind of weird either fur coat or fur rug carpet, and disguises himself as the dog. He actually did it and apparently pulled it off because there's like security camera in there which he knows about. So there's one main camera which he's got to, thinks, I'll fool them. No one really pays attention. The quality's crap on it anyway. So he puts on this disguise. He gets in as the dog. Then we see him inside the house, and he sees Pamela and Tommy. They're in bed, they're fast asleep. And of course, he greets them with this. He's like, "Fuck you." And he creeps out and he goes to find the safe. There's a safe somewhere in the mansion. He's sure it's going to be full of jewels, money, whatever. And he gets it, and somehow he gets the safe out. I don't know how he did it by himself. He gets it out, he gets it into his van. There's a great scene here with him looking very, it looks almost like Harvey Keitel there. What do you reckon? A young Harvey Keitel. So he gets the safe in the van, drives off. We see Tommy and Pam wake up the next morning. Well, Tommy wakes up first, completely oblivious to the break-in, to what's happened. He goes to make coffee, and he doesn't even notice the safe has gone. Next, we see a scene of Seth Rogen's character, Rand. He's cracking the safe out somewhere, in the woods, and he gets it open, and we see what's inside. So he empties it out, and there's some money in there, there's some jewellery, of course Pamela's jewellery, it looks like a bikini as well, nice, and quite a few guns and shotguns. So Rand, he's delighted, he's like, great, I'm going to get some money, I can pawn these off, no problem. He doesn't even notice the tape to begin with. He actually kind of supposedly finds it by accident. He knocks it with his foot and he's like, "Oh, what's this?" Picks it up. He's got the tape. Of course, doesn't know what it is yet. He can't play it at home. So, what I didn't know about him, the character, the Randy Carpenter, is he used to work, or maybe he still did, work in the porn industry. So he's got connections in the porn industry, and he goes to see one of his friends. And I really like this actor. I don't know if you know him. It's Nick Offerman, who's, I think, most famous for Parks and Recreation. I've seen him in quite a few movies. He was in one of the Fargo series, wasn't he? He's great anyway. So he goes to see him. He says, "I've got something like, I want you to play it. Could be nothing. I'm not sure what it is." And they put it on, and they're watching the tape, and it's just got some normal clips on. It's got them scenes of Tommy and Pam on a boat somewhere. And then they get to the sex scene, which you don't see, of course. This is Disney Plus doing Hulu, you don't see it. And this is where the episode 1 ends. It's very, intriguing. You're like, oh no, you can't stop there. What's going to happen next? And it leads nicely to episode 2, which, in my opinion, is even better. Episode 2, we get to see a lot more, of Pam and Tommy. We get their story, how they first met, the crazy, proposal that Tommy gave Pam. He basically not stalked her, but he followed her, secretly followed her to, I think she was doing a photo shoot or something in Cancun, in Mexico. And yeah, I don't want to go on too much, I don't want to spoil episode 2. So that's basically episode 1. It's a great, great start. The couple, you know, Sebastian Stan as TommyLee and Lily James as PamelaAnderson. Unbelievable, mate. You've got to see it, really. So I recommend it. That's my brief reaction and review to episode 1. I hope you enjoyed it. So, this is Gray from Wakizashi's Tea House over in Japan. A little bit gravelly voice today. I had a few too many drinks last night and I'm feeling it this morning. The storm's still blowing outside. It's still snowing. It's still cold. I hope it's nice and warm wherever you are. And I hope to see you in a future video. Okay, so, mata ne. See you. Wakizashi's Tea House. Please subscribe.